Joshua. Chapter 19. Verse 1. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. Verse 2. And they had in their inheritance Beersheba, and Sheba, and Melada. Verse 3. And Hazashual, and Belah, and Azam. Verse 4. And Eltolad, and Bethel, and Hormah. Verse 5. And Ziklag, and verse 6. And Bethlebe, and Sharuan. 13 cities and their villages. Verse 7. And Reman, and Ether, and Ashan. 4 cities and their villages. Verse 8. And all the villages that were round about these cities to Baalathbeer. Ramoth of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. Verse 9. Out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. Verse 10. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families. And the border of their inheritance was unto Sarad. Verse 11. And their border went up toward the sea, and Maralah, and reached to Dabbasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jonium. Verse 12. And turned from Sarad eastward toward the sunrising unto the border of Chisloth-tabor. And then goeth out to Dabarath, and goeth up to Japhia. Verse 13. And from thence passeth on along on the east to Gittahepher, to Ittachazan, and goeth out to Remenmeth or to Neah. Verse 14. And the border compasseth it on the north side to Hanathan. And the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jiphtahel. Verse 15. And Kattith, and Nahalal, and Shimron, and Adalah, and Bethlehem. 12 cities with their villages. Verse 16. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families. These cities with their villages. Verse 17. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar. For the children of Issachar according to their families. Verse 18. And their border was toward Jezreel, and Chesulloth, and Shunem. Verse 19. And Haphraim, and Shihon, and Anaharath. Verse 20. And Rabbath, and Kishon, and Abez. Verse 21. And Rameth, and Engannim, and Inhada, and Bethpazez. Verse 22. And the coast reacheth to Tabor, and Shahazimah, and Bethshemesh, and the outgoings of their border were at Jordan. 16 cities with their villages. Verse 23. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families. The cities and their villages. Verse 24. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families. Verse 25. And their border was Helkath, and Hali, and Beton, and Axhaph. Verse 26. And Alamelech, and Amad, and Mishael, and reacheth to Carmel westward, and to Shehorlibnath. Verse 27. And turneth toward the sunrising to Bethdagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jiphtahel toward the north side of Bethemach, and Neiel, and goeth out to Kabul on the left hand. Verse 28. And Hebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, even unto great Zidon. Verse 29. And then the coast turneth to Ramah, and to the strong city Tyre. And the coast turneth to Hossa, and the outgoings thereof are at the sea from the coast to Akzib. Verse 30. Ummah also, and Aphek, and Rehob. 22 cities with their villages. Verse 31. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families. These cities with their villages. Verse 32. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali. even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. Verse 33. And their coast was from Heleph, from Alan to Zaananim, and Adami, Nekeb, and Jabneel, unto Lacham, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. Verse 34. And then the coast turneth westward to Aznothtabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukkok, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sunrising. Verse 35. And the fenced cities are Ziddim, Zeddah, and Hamath, Rakkath, and Chinnereth. Verse 36. And Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor. Verse 37. And Kedesh, and Edrei, and Enhazor. Verse 38. And Iron, and Migdalel, Horem, and Bethanath, and Bethshemesh, 19 cities with their villages. Verse 39. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families. The cities and their villages. Verse 40. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families. Verse 41. And the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Urshemesh. Verse 42. And Sharlaban, and Ajalon, and Jethla. Verse 43. And Elon, and Thimnathah, and Ekron. Verse 44. And Eltekeh, and Gibbethon, and Baalath. Verse 45. And Jehud, and Benabarak, and Gathrimmon. Verse 46. And Meharkan, and Rakan, with the border before Japho. Verse 47. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelled therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. Verse 48. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families. These cities with their villages. Verse 49. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Nun among them. Verse 50. According to the word of the Lord they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath-serah in Mount Ephraim. And he built the city, and dwelled therein. Verse 51. These are the inheritances, which Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel, divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country.